How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with some OG Jammers. Hopeful delicious. I've heard some good things about this brewery. OG Jammers in the form of KC Beer Co. It is their Bavarian style wheat ale, Hefe-Weizen, naturally carbonated. This comes courtesy of my boy Jesse from out in Missouri or Nebraska. I'm not quite sure which one. I mean, this comes from Missouri. Watch yourself. And this is pretty relatively fresh. That's a word. Fresh. Less than 2 months old. They want me to actually pour this a specific way. I'll show you. They want me to tilt the glass and pour, swirl 2 ounces to rouse the yeast, and pour again. So they want me to do kind of an uber traditional kind of Hefe thing. I got a good enough glass here. Not a traditional half glass, but it'll work. These Willy Beechers are kind of the new modern version of that. 5.2% alcohol by volume. Done and done. I need a bottle opener for this one. I like beer reviews I need bottle openers for. There you go. Yeah, actually, I've never heard of this brewery before until I did an unboxing, and I posted a picture actually on Instagram before I posted the unboxing video. Actually, I haven't even posted the unboxing video. I'm going to do it tonight, and a bunch of people were kind of like, "Hey, man, I really wanted to try their beer," and a couple of people, Nate Ryerson from Behind the Bar Beer Reviews. If you don't know his channel, go check him out. He doesn't post a ton nowadays because he's actually, starting his own brewery up. He said their Helles has been a daily driver for him for many years, so that kind of in and of itself makes me kind of excited. Label-wise, a very, very new school, nondescript, traditional kind of stuff. It's what you'd expect an old school brewery, your Franz and Connors, your Paulinos of the world, if they decided to redesign their labels to today's standards. So this is kind of the footprint they'd follow. Not necessarily a bad thing. Kind of foots the bill, if you will. And as far as a wheat beer goes, kind of looks the part. Maybe just a slightly less cloudy than what you come to expect. The head dissipated really quickly, but for the most part, as far as look and soft carbonation, we're pretty much on point. So, yeah. See if we can get a nose in a sucker. There's something there. In a good way. It's giving me the soft kind of... It's a mix between banana and bubblegum, actually, on this one. So you get a little bit of those kind of banana bubblegum vibes, esters. Definitely kind of wheat leading as far as the malt goes, but there's some kind of spicy component, like a cardamom or something like that floating underneath it that makes me lean a little bit more into like a, even though that's a wheat beer thing, for some reason I'm getting a little bit of soft kind of peppery saison vibes off it. Could be just the way they brew the beer, or more specifically the kind of yeast they use when they brew the beer, but it definitely is a hef. It definitely is a wheat leaning style beer. Yeah. Kind of like it. Smells like uber traditional with a little bit of American twist, for the lack of a better definition. Let's dive in. Cheers. That's like a beer I can drink 80 of. In a good way. I don't mean to say that in a kind of like I don't know, half-assed kind of like I kind of like it, I kind of do. Way less impactful than what you expect from a traditional German-style, Bavarian-style wheat beer. That banana, and in turn, that little bit more of kind of leans into the bubblegum kind of direction. Way less than I'd expect. It's there. It's not even cranked. It's not even like half volume. It's very subtle. Same thing with the wheat profile. It's there. It's a wheat-based beer, but again, it's not like hitting you in a 2x4, hitting you in the face with a 2x4 of wheatiness. Not that I'd want that in a traditional beer, but it's not even close to what you kind of come to expect. Drinks nice. The mouthfeel's on point, and it does have this kind of a little bit. Maybe they use like some non-traditional hop. And that gives it a little bit more of a citrus kick, like Citra or something like that. You do get that little bit of kind of cardamom-y pepper kind of thing, but it leans a little bit more into the kind of wheat beer, kind of coriander thing, more than cardamom, so it kind of makes sense. And the nose that came off cardamom in the actual taste that came off coriander. But there's this added kind of citrus component to it. It's, again, we're talking in relation to the beer. We're not talking a 2x4 to the face citrus, but for this beer, it is one of the larger kind of footprints of the beer. And I kind of like it, but it's weird. If I were to classify, if someone said, okay, what is this beer? Blind, what is this beer? I would definitely say it's a wheat beer. Let's put it that way. But it's somewhere between like a blonde ale and a wheat beer. It's like a blend between like a blonde and a wheat. It's kind of like, I don't want to say a watered down wheat, but it's a less aggressive kind of wheat beer. Lends itself to be a little bit more chuggable, a little bit more drinkable. Not that wheat beers aren't those to begin with, but with the flavors not being as vibrant as what you'd expect for the style. I don't know. I like it, but it's not blowing me away, but I really do enjoy it. Let's put it this way. I like their twist on it. And it's one of the things where I really do enjoy the uber traditional versions, of beers. But when an American brewery takes an uber traditional style and puts their own twist on it, even if it doesn't land 100% perfectly for me, I do appreciate that. And that's kind of where this beer lands for me. So let's talk about it. It's one of the better wheat beers I've had. As like, even with that, it's still in the conversation. It's not towards the top. It's not Rushmore status, but it's still quite tasty. Value and availability, no idea. Jesse, let us know what's what, or anybody else out there with the old info on the KC beer. And leave you with, if you like what, we like this. If you like wheat beers, you like blonde beers, you want something to land in between. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little wheat beer goodness right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.